Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. Today in this video we are going to analyze Maker and its token MKR. We'll be discussing recent news related to Maker, conduct machine learning based price forecast, accumulation strategies and regression analysis. None of the content is financial advice. The chart that you're seeing on the screen is the Maker price action color coded based on the distance between the price and a 20-week simple moving average. Right now per the analysis the risk level for accumulation for Maker is coming in at around 5%. 95% reward, 5% risk. The one of the few low risk time frame or the low risk environment for accumulating Maker. If you go ahead and check what are some of the topping scenarios per this analysis is right now anything under 1959 for Maker is considered as close to zero risk are never zero. Again, the price is at around $1,200. So per the accumulation related strategy, the the price action between $1,900 till about $4,000 is considered between low risk to moderate risk, and to talk about more about the higher end valuations between 0.7 risk and 0.7 risk and 1 risk or 0.95 risk, price action between 4,700 and 5,700 is predicted by this model. Again, this does not use any machine learning. The simple relationship between the price and the 20-week moving average. Last time around in May of 2021, the price action for Maker went as high as around 6,000. For this model, again, around $5,900 Maker is again predicted by using this model. Now we'll go and check why we are talking about Maker today. Over the last 24 hours, this token has rallied by about 10.5%, quite a healthy gain. Recent news related to Maker being rebranded to Sky. Again, we tried to check about the post as well as what Sky looks like. Again, not much update over here. There have been instances where again there is some sort of an identity crisis, whether this token would be called as Sky or maybe rebranded back as Maker. Again, makes sense to follow close attention before checking out any token and their tickers, because what tends to happen is the similar sounding tickers get hyped up and they have nothing to do with the project at times. So again, it's a word of caution, not financial advice. And now looking back to Maker, the data that we have for Maker, we'll start with whatever we have on the website. This is the cryptoweekly.com price action and evaluation related website. We discussed the SMA based chart right now that we saw. We also have a machine learning based price analysis. This is the weekly price action for Maker. For reference, this is how it looks on logarithmic scale on CoinMarketCap. So again, instead of this weekly view, what we have is again for the machine learning model trained on this weekly price action. This is line in white. Per this model, the trend or the base case is between $1,100 and about $1,259. Again, that means if there isn't any narrative bullish or bearish, that is the likely price without any bias. Again, market does not have a standstill, but it's always good to know what is a trend behind the price action. Again, quite neutral. In the other hand, if the market recovers, the forecast is of a V-shaped recovery between $1,300 and $3,000 between now and middle of March of 2025. And the downside is between $600 and about $1,000 if the market were to correct. On the other hand, if the market exhibits a euphoria phase and have a 95 percentile or 2 standard deviation bull case, then the price action could be between $1,600 all the way to about 10k. Again, the euphoria phase does not last for that long. At this phase of the market cycle, maybe in this quarter, maybe Bitcoin could have that kind of euphoria phase. But again, Maker, which is an altcoin, their euphoria phase usually comes in the second quarter or third quarter of the post-halving year. That would be sometime after April 2025 till about November 2025. Historically speaking, again, this is financial advice. The last time this happened was the euphoria phase for Maker occurred after the end of halving year, that would be if we were to correspond that would be end of 2024 till, you can say, till about May of 2025. So that if you try to correlate the moves, back then the price was $500, went 10x in 5 months. Again, a 10x from this point would be somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000, sorry, 12,000. So but that kind of moves we don't consider right now, because they are out of the scope for this point in time. But so the 2 standard deviation is fairly muted version of this euphoria phase that Maker witnessed in the last time during that phase. Nonetheless, if you were to ask me, again, none of it is financial advice, but this yellow line makes the most sense at this point in time, as we see, if we see that week by week, whatever price targets that we have on this model are challenged to the upside by the actual price action. For that means if Maker consistently moves at a rapid pace than what these 1 standard deviation forecasts look like, then what is logical is look at this 2 standard deviation. But right now, as you can see, that the forecast for this week is at around $1,374. As the price is sufficiently lower than that, it's safe to assume that the market is within the 1 standard deviation bull case interval. The purpose of this forecast is to analyze and manage the expectation based on, if the market were to go up, how up can it go? If the market were to crash, what are some of the theoretical support level? In terms of now that we have analyzed Maker on its regression based on its machine learning based analysis, this is a regression based analysis, uses polynomial regression function, and tries to come up with a non-linear relationship between the price of Maker and time. That means in the bear market, the regression functions tries to analyze how low the Maker token can go, and in the bull market, what is kind of the upward swing that Maker can exhibit. Right now, you can see ever since December 2023, there has been an upswing in this base function, or the gray line that you're seeing on the screen. Based on the proportional and time adjusted difference between the price and this gray line, these color codes are assigned. They have risk levels between 0 and 1. The key idea is whenever the color codes are close to high risk level, that's when DCAing out of the market makes more sense. And whenever the color codes are more neutral, you can see as I'm toggling through this risk levels, you can see the time spent in the lower risk level color codes is higher. Again, that's typical for crypto. You can see right now, per the proportional relationship between the price and the fair value regression, polynomial regression based valuation, this is one of the best time to DCA. Again, the risk level again coming in at around 5%. That means 5% risk and 95% reward. You can see some of the best times, historically speaking, whenever the price was in these color regimen, was evident in last bear market, as well as the moves prior to the parabolic move in 2020 as well. So if we were to use this model and develop a risk reward based analysis based on what are some of the theoretical floors as well as some of the peaking scenarios for Maker, you can see that right now at 5% risk, the price action is between this zero risk at around $1,200. Again, risks are never zero, they're rounded off to zero, and the 1600 level. The key valuations to look as the color codes shift from green to red, that's when some of the topping scenarios might occur between price action between 4,600 and 4,900 per this model, and the eventual peak forecasted or predicted by this model is at around $8,700. So 8,700 per the DCA or the regression based model, per the SMA model at around 6,000. So those are some of the forecasts, and per the time weighted average price analysis, the price, you see this blue line, that's the time weighted average price. That means whenever the token is trading below this blue line, that if the token has legs to run in the bull market, DCAing below this time weighted average price is considered a good idea to tune out some of the euphoria phases. So right now the time weighted average price is coming in at around $1,200, $1,258. Price is below this. That means per the risk analysis per this model, if you get rid of the close price, you can see that the risk level is essentially zero at this phase of the cycle. Back in 2021, the risk was at around 1. Back in March 2024, at around 0.8. If you look at how the token was performing at that phase, was the price action was at around 4k. So at 4k per this model, at that price, at that relationship between the price and the time weighted price would have corresponded to at around 0.8 risk. Again, not quite the red shades of the red associated with a bull market top, but definitely had a monumental drop from that 4k level to back to about $1,000 level. Again, this particular model takes care of takes care of the regression bands, and based on the fair value, which for this particular crypto is coming in at around $3,200. Apologies for the OHLC candles. For some week, they have a significant drop. Right now, if you were to zoom in on the valuation, as the price is close to this 2 standard deviation bottom, this dark green line, that's where the prices are currently hovering. If the price were to go back to this 1 standard deviation ceiling per this model, that valuation is at around $1,900. The fair 1 standard deviation floor is at around $1,900. The fair value is at around $3,200. And now if you look at the price from these 1 standard deviation bands, you would find that almost 70% of the time the price action stays within these 1 standard deviation bands. Whenever the prices are below the 1 standard deviation bands or above, that's when either DCAing out or DCAing in makes sense. Right now the 1 standard deviation ceiling for Maker is around $5,300. So just to summarize everything about Maker, per the regression based analysis, the forecast or the 1 standard deviation ceiling is at around $5,300 per the time weighted average price model. Price is below the time weighted average price. Per this regression based model, for forecast between 0.8 and 1 risk is between $7,000 and $8,700 for Maker. Per the SMA model, the forecast is between essentially between $5,000 and $6,000. And per the machine learning based analysis, a 2 standard deviation ceiling Maker could be between 4k and 10k. So those are some of the I know quite lofty valuations, but that's where we are with respect to Maker at this point in time. Again, none of it is financial advice. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Also give this video a like, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.